Because David wants all the signs and all the locations to match.
I don't know anything about that.
I don't either, because I'm gonna tell you right now, that's the community center one, so obviously they're not.
I don't know. I just think, is that minutes?
Yeah,
Oh, we're gonna table them too.
okay.
Who's gonna table all the minutes? Chris sent me some that the app didn't go, so I haven't had them to look at. And that's the ones we're gonna correct anyway. So let's just wait till the next meeting. Yeah, I'm looking at this, if I can figure out how to do it for $12.99 a month. It will do our minutes for us.
Like say I things or listens to it. And does
Yeah,
it.
I don't know how it works, so I'm just, it's free.
YouTube had you turn on transcript and I just had kind of a running
Yeah,
on the side that I think she used some to make it easier to do.
I don't know how it determines who's talking and what's going on. It's free for the first 3 days. I can do free.
Here you go. See if that comes through.
You want me to look at it?
I just sent it to you.
You want me to look at it now or wait?
Just a few more.
Let's wait.
We can wait.
This is 6 o'clock. I want
Yeah.
to get this going. If we can get going here pretty soon.
Yeah.
We are going to table the minutes again.
But I think what I sent you would be helpful.
I'm sure it's more conclusive than
Yeah.
the
there's
other
stuff
one was.
in this, yeah.
And she's already pointed something out in these that says something about me wanting something or other that's not right. So maybe I'm gonna have to ask for copies of the tapes.
Just watch it online.
Yeah.
If it was one that was online,
You
that had sound.
You don't know which year.
Yeah, that's one that we talked about tonight. It's the farm ground one.
Oh, the farm grandpa? Yeah, she says it is November. We have to do that by.
Okay.
I thought someone found it that said it was till next year or something. I have not had a chance to look at it. Just
What do we have to do by?
November.
What is it though?
Farmland,
Oh,
the lease agreement out there, which means we have to advertise and take bids.
it's up in October.
November.
November.
Oh, okay.
I haven't looked at it, but
Okay.
I can look at it. We can get, I just did this for Pigeon. And I gotta do one for Newburgh too.
Very good. Start. Try to start. You're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
That on, got this on, got that on, everything's on.
Things on.
Maybe. I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but we're gonna try. Sorry, I'm playing with my computer, trying to get something to work that I've never done before. It looks like I'm still not gonna be able to do it.
He said, yeah, this is good. My husband says I don't agree with that. I'm wondering what that's. He wants.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give up on that. It is 6:05. Sorry for the delay. This is the meeting of August 19th. And we're gonna follow meeting to order. Stand and pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Brian Cook, Mike Mitchell, or Adams is here for Mike. Michael May, Chris Wisher, here. Lori Stokas, Rachel Titzer,
Present.
Doris Horn,
Present.
and Dave Goldenberg, present. The meeting approval of minutes, we're going to table them all again. Certainly the one that just came out, we need to review it. I haven't had a chance to review. I think there's going to be a couple of questions. So we will try to get all those straightened out for the next meeting so we can get those all off our books. Approval of current bids, or current bills, August 6th through August 19th. Have you guys had a chance to review those?
Yes, I make a motion to approve the current bills from August 6, 2025 through August 19th of 2025.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Past treasury report, general operating, $44,853.51. Community center, $4,918.91. Motor vehicle, $659,464.90. Fire department, $247,431.27. Lit, $84,780. Park, $163,615.84. Public safety, $125,929.79. Utilities operating, $11,399.50. Public improvements, $43,758.03. Opioid settlement, $3,629.20. Currently showing in the 1882 venue is a negative $363.56. MC Trails, $103,956.98.
To clarify the negative on the 1882, there was a deposit made. The receipt didn't come back from the bank in the bank bag, but the deposit was made. It's just not showing yet.
It'll show up in the next.
Yeah, it'll show up. It'll show up tomorrow.
Project funding report. What is that? Where is that?
That's
Hmm.
right after the fund report.
Ah,
You have the budget, and then you have the project, and then you have the Main Street project. The one that comes out every meeting.
appearing to be okay at this point.
Yes. We'll have to do some additional appropriations before the end of the year, though.
We also moved money from bonding over, or just the
For bond.
appropriations.
Yes, bonding, money will have to, from, redevelopment commission bond, committee bond will need to be moved over. To where we've been taking it out.
Since this is probably the first time you guys have seen this, we can have questions about it on the next meeting, if you want to move on past it. Have they seen this before?
Yeah, this comes out I put this in every single meeting.
Okay. And I walked out in the sun too long to that. Okay. Is there any questions? I'd still say review it for the next one, and then we can compare it. And if you've got questions, we'll bring them up then. Main Street project,
That's the bond.
and I guess we're still holding on Duke. They didn't send you anything today, did
No.
they?
No, don't have one.
I've reached out to them again. Asked for something within 10 days. I don't know if I'll get it or not. We need to get that so we can get this all away. Is there anything else that we're holding on at this point? But
Down at on the Main Street or the barn,
Yep.
there's one that says outstanding.
Yeah.
So there's still the sign.
Right.
We haven't got the bill for the holiday decorations, which will be 1,500.
Yeah.
Street lights and then Bag Brothers.
I had not billed you.
There's supposed to be some more I'm waiting on. Aaron will get me to that, or Aaron's checking.
All this other stuff was supposedly covered by the manufacturer, so I want to make sure we're not.
Oh, no, not that. It's from the original.
Yeah, they're still waiting on a number from Wilcox, Relocate Water Services, or is there nothing for that one?
The Wilcox.
You got Wilcox Relocate Water Services, but there's no amount in there.
That's the one where we had to shut the water off. And at the shut off snapped, it's a double pit. We were changing out the setters.
Is he billing us for that, or is the other vendor picking it up? How's that working?
Yeah, it's in with our.
Okay. So once I get the number from Duke, we've got a tentative number in there. I guess that was what they gave us up front. What we're counting on. They have not verified that that's the number yet, or if it's going to go up or go down. The way I understand it, is that correct?
Well, I mean, I signed off on the paperwork that that's what it was,
Yeah.
the cost.
So we're just waiting for them to get around to billings.
Mhm.
So
I mean,
we,
that should be the number.
so we can go forward with a bond board meeting and get everything moved over the way we need to, and then get the proper budget for the next year accommodated. Anybody have any questions?
And Lori, have you transferred the $10,000 donation from Commonwealth that was for the Main Street project? Okay.
Yeah, when
Because you did have that in the donation fund, and that actually for
yes,
the lighting out here.
yeah, that,
Okay.
whenever you first told me that that's not where it went, I did it right away.
Any other questions? Brian Cook graces us tonight. Thank you, Brian. I know I had questions for you, so
Yeah, that's fine.
bring us up to date.
Liz, get kind of up to date to what's we've been going through. You guys have awarded for the inflow meter at the sewer plant through Jacob to be done. So he's in the process of doing that. The SCADA is also started. They collected programming information this week to build that system. We're still waiting on a call back from Aaron. Smoke testing is supposed to happen before the end of this month. So we're down to almost the last 2 weeks. The mixer, the quote's out for that. I resent that back out. That's something we need to do ASAP as soon as we can. This mixer's been tripping out for almost 2 months now. This is the same one that last year we replaced the other one that we discussed about buying the motor to have one on hand to replace when the other one went out. Well, the other one's in the process on its
Is
way
that
out.
the one from Little Page?
Yes, service.
Okay, so we need to approve you to go purchase that,
Yes.
and that's your recommendation.
The only other thing that we kind of would recommend on this one is when he does pull this one, we don't have to do it right then, but we need to rebuild that motor that he pulls so that we have a spare motor, so next time we're not purchasing a motor.
And this is something we need to do.
Yes.
Like,
This is $9,370.
I can entertain a motion for that if someone wants to so move that.
I will make a motion to allow us to get the pump for $9,370.
I'll second that motion.
Motion's been made by Doris and seconded by Rachel. Any discussion? I hear none. All in favor?
Aye.
So you've got that done.
Blue Rivers has got our polymer done now, so we are actually running the new system that they installed with no cost to us. We have went from running 15 minutes a cycle to 1 minute a cycle. So our wasting and stuff should come way down. We should have less landfill. We should get longer time out of the bag.
So we should be significantly reducing our costs.
We've already seen some in the last one we hauled off, and we're slowly learning the new system because we're down to we're only running 1 minute per cycle of wasting compared to 15 minutes a cycle of wasting. Yeah.
Very good.
Doug did get Oak Street done today, so that one is done. We'll be over at Church Street tomorrow to fix that rusted out culvert for the sinkhole so they can pave. We have a water tap out at Petersburg for a new house out there. He's already paid his tap. We're going to get done this week also. And have two setters by the cemetery that basically is part of that. It's part of the setter program where we're talking about switching out all the old setters in town. We got one that snapped trying to shut the water off. So we're going to need to replace it. They're both in the same barrel, so we're going to do two of them at the same time.
Did you, was there an estimate on the replacing of that culvert on Church Street?
That one is the one we discussed that it's under that, and we've got to get it fixed before they do.
Yeah.
And it should be, we're looking at probably somewhere in the $4,000 range for that, to get that done.
Yeah, estimate.
Yeah, so, and it's something we have, they're waiting on us to get it done, and we're gonna move, once we get ours done, we're gonna move Guardian's plates out of here so they can do their work.
Right.
Cause I still haven't heard nothing back from Guardian. Talked to Aaron last week. He was gonna send them a message on urgency that they needed to get it done. Still haven't heard nothing from them.
Today's world. Anything else? You got
The GIS system, we have the estimate that Commonwealth come in with. Commonwealth has offered us with this system that they are bidding a 2-week free trial. So I'm waiting for that to be scheduled for us to get our 2-week free trial before we make the decision on which one for sure to go with.
And who's that from?
That was through Aaron with Commonwealth, the same group that does it for Princeton.
We got that from Commonwealth, if I remember right. We got something from Wessler.
Yeah,
Who-
Wessler's got a bid in also. So all we're doing is I'm trying to compare this one to Wessler's, but they are offering us a 2-week free trial to try it out to see how the system works. So
Pricing comparable or?
yes, it's comparable. It's comparable.
Okay.
It gives us a chance to look at the systems. And I've also been told by that system is we would only have to pay the fees when we need to use the system. So, because we're not going to be using the GIS every day, when you have to add new assets, you do it. So we can pay like 1 month, turn it on, do what we need to do, and then not pay the fee for the months that we're not using it.
Makes sense.
Finally, something we can save on.
So there's a couple little differences between the bids that we need to look at. Cost wise, I mean, there's a licensing fee on both of them that we'll add, but there's a fee you have to pay when you use the equipment. That the one is offering that you only have to, you can pay it, turn it on for 30 days, do what you gotta do, and then you don't have to turn it until you need it again, you can pay to turn it back on. So if we kept track of everything, maybe once every 6 months, we turned it on and went and done what we needed to do.
Thank
As far as the other one, for a couple of questions to start out, which I know we're working on that, just my priority list, which all of us know the main lift is probably our highest. Our second one, we've already in the process of waiting to get set up, in my opinion, is the smoke testing to find this water that we're treating every time it rains, just try to get some of it off. Next one's from there. I mean, we got the wasting kind of working now, so I don't know that we may be the thing where we're talking about putting a tank in and sludge wasting that way might not, we may not need that anymore since the system's working a lot better than it was before.
We will be able to tell how much money we're saving with that new system.
Within the next couple of months, we should be able to have numbers to show cost wise on the waste, the difference between what we were spending to what we are now. The system's just been up and running for about a week now, so we are tweaking it as we go. And when we have the feeling that we're going to get to a point, we may only have to waste 2 days a week instead of wasting every day of the week. So that's going to change that time frame that we haul that waste is going to change drastically. Or it may come down to at least only once a month, or maybe we can go once every 2 months once we get it all fine tuned in to know. Because our numbers right now are lower than they've ever been since I've been at the sewer plant. Just in a week's time, it's been up and running.
Yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
The state-wide salt program that I sent you, I don't know if that's something that
The state
makes
salt
sense
thing,
to us or
I
not.
would love to be able to do that. Our issue is in order to do that, we have to have a facility to store it to keep it dry. Because once it gets wet, it's wasted.
Your basement at your house doesn't
No.
work? Okay, so we would have to build some type
We
of,
would have to build something to store it in to keep it dry.
is it humidity and
I don't think
moisture, or
humidity
is it just something,
I
just
don't
so it
think
doesn't get
humidity is
wet?
an issue. Groundwater would be an issue. If water can get to it, because salt's going to absorb the water. And that's the problem. If it gets soaking wet, it's going to turn to a rock, and then we're not going to be able to use it. There's going to be a bunch of clumps. It won't go through the spreader. So
What size, I'm just asking now, what size building would we be talking about?
for us, I really don't think it has to be that big. I think a triaxle load of salt will cover us for a winter.
Could we, again, asking questions, do you think we could come into an agreement with somebody like Boonville
storage
to
place.
store for us,
Yeah.
well, and, you know, work out a deal where if they want to buy off of it too, you know, I don't know if they are, or some other,
Yeah,
somebody else around.
We can reach out.
I'd like to at least investigate it to see if there's a way that we can save some dollars for the town, because I know it's significantly lower than going out to
And it's
Menard.
a whole lot safer on our employees because then we were loading the truck with just the tractor.
Right.
Right now, we're loading the truck by hand, 50-pound bags at a time.
That's a potential back injury.
Yeah.
I understand.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'll leave that in your court to try to investigate in the next couple of weeks. If you can reach out to somebody,
Maybe we
if
can-
you need help to reach
I
out,
know
let me know.
Lynnville has a place to store it. They might be someone to talk to. They put one in when they done their plant expansion.
I'm interested.
Newburgh at one time had an agreement with the county. But I don't know what happened with that. Something happened with that at some point.
Well, Everfeld would make sense to.
Yeah.
to-
Ellenfeld has it. Ellenfeld has it.
That'd be a lot closer to.
I'd find that out. Yeah.
Anything else, Brian?
Other than that, that's pretty much all I've got. Guess there's any other questions for me? Lynn Ridge is done as of today. They passed both their inspections. So that new house being built over there, water and sewer is completely done. We got it done before they even got it framed up.
Okay.
And we did, and Blake did start Monday. Our new guy.
What's
He's
his name?
done very well. They've knocked quite a bit of work orders out in a couple of days. I think he's gonna be a real good asset to us.
He started Monday and he came back today.
Yep.
Okay, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
It was a half hour with him.
The way workers are nowadays. Okay, thanks,
Thank you,
Brian.
Brian.
Adam, you have nothing tonight? Michael May, Mike May from Fire Department.
Michael May, Lynnville Fire. I have a handful of things. Open house will be 10/25, October 25th, 11 till like 2, I believe, or something like that. 11 till 3. I'm not exactly sure on the hours, but with that, we got a bunch of outside people coming in, like EMA's bringing their stuff and setting it up, going to fly their drones and everything, and we're going to have bounce houses, all the normal stuff that we do. And we're continuing the gun raffle this year. I've already purchased 3 guns. I believe we're keeping the tickets the same price. Firefighters will not be competing in that this year because we were the ones that spent the most money last year and won 2 of the 3 guns. So that looks bad. So we're not doing that. If anybody wants tickets, just get a hold of any Lynnville firefighter or auxiliary member.
I'm not sure the tickets.
I believe $10 for one, 3 for 25, and I believe there's a $75 deal too. I believe you get 10 for 75, something like that. They're not even printed off yet. We just got them ordered today.
Okay.
So we got a couple weeks, I think, before those tickets come in. So we'll probably sell tickets for about a month.
Okay.
So we have had a lot of car wrecks lately. Done a lot of education, things like that. I couldn't be more proud of my guys. All the training's really paying off. I've heard from dispatch what our average times are for getting a person out of a car, and we are killing it. So that is great. All that training that we do is paying off. So September 8th, the academy will be starting at our station. Class is already full, all 35 people. I heard 4 people already dropped out, and then those positions were filled within a 24-hour period. So that's awesome. The state's already delivered all their materials for it. I think they said they dropped off like $15,000 worth of material for free for that.
It's a special training.
It is the Fire Academy. It's
Okay.
hazmat operations or hazmat awareness, hazmat operations, Fire 1 and Fire 2. And then September 9th is the starting of the instructor class as well. So every day at the fire department, there will be a class going on every week. So
How long does it last? I mean,
the
the whole,
instructor will be a month, give or take, if anything happens. And the academy should be about 3.5 months, 4 months. So, if anybody is concerned, there will be a lot of cars every day at the fire department. And you will see all kind of training out there, anything else. So there'd be a lot going on. We completed our structure training. Those are in use now. Those are going to be a great asset to keep us from getting squished by a car or something else, and safety for the victims. So, our gear that we were getting ordered, those 3 people are fitted. I don't know what they say, like 60 days before they're outfitted, before they get that brand new bunker gear. That bunker gear is good for 10 years. So we do that every year. We have to rotate people on getting new gear because if you rotate it like that, it makes it better financially. Uh, Rachel asked a question earlier today about the fence at the fire department for the dumpsters. That fence is tore up. The trash guys would not shut it like we asked, called, and everything. We are going to be pursuing to get them to pay for it. We all have pictures, and we took it down because it was a horrible eyesore because it was just falling apart. It is all stacked up behind the fire department neatly. All the pieces are there. But yeah, there's multiple joints on it, stuff that are broke. Those fences cannot have a gate flopping back and forth in the wind and stuff. So thank you, Waste Management. Then I have been contacted for a free Connex, a burn chamber. I've talked to Rachel about it a little bit. They're wanting to give it to us for free because of how much training we've been doing and everything, and they think it would be a great home for it. I've talked to Brian about keeping it at the, I don't know what you guys call that building. I call it the waste building, but the
Lay down your sewer plant.
lay down yard sewer plant in the fence there. And I was talking to Brian earlier. He said we might not even have to buy rock to put it down on. He might have enough scrap stuff from different projects to put under it and not have to worry about it. So we might have zero cost in this. It was going to cost us about $4,000 to have it moved. I talked to the guy and he's dealt with me a lot. Said he loves our department, loves what we're doing, and he will do that for free. So that's probably about almost $20,000 in total. That's free. So I was bringing that to you guys to give permission to do this. So I don't know if you guys have to vote on it, just give the okay. But I need an answer fairly quickly because otherwise they're going to find another home for that.
You have it before tonight, right?
what?
He can have an answer tonight on that. Do we have any questions about it, any problems about it? I don't believe it has to be an emotion. We just have to give him permission.
I think it's a wonderful idea.
You want to give it an emotion since he's bringing it to us? I entertain a motion
I'll
to
make that,
accept.
make that into a motion.
Your permission much without a vote. I mean,
Okay,
you only act together, so.
Okay. I'll make that into a motion, David.
that we are allowed to accept the burn. What was it called?
Burn chamber.
It's a Connex, okay.
I'll second that motion.
We've got a motion made by Doris and second by Rachel. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Now you've got it in a motion. We've approved it. You can go ahead and contact him. need something from us, he can contact the clerk and she can send him something.
Oh, yeah.
Who donated it?
Petersburg Fire Department. They just, great big deal out there. Yeah, they're,
On the parking down there, when all these courses are taking place, do you have enough parking or are they gonna have to go over into the community center side? And I just wanna make sure that we don't block space or know if there is, maybe we can move
yeah,
things around.
they might have to go around the L, but I do not see where they would have to park in there, cause I do know a lot of these people, a lot of these cars or a lot of these firefighters are coming from a decent ways out, and there's multiple from stations, so they're already saying they're gonna be carpooling, so
That's September 8th through like the 15th or something to that effect.
I have no idea when the end date is. They don't know when the end date is because there's holidays and everything else.
Can you provide that to me when you get that, so we can just make Kayla aware of it?
You have let her know, haven't you?
Yeah,
For her parking?
I won't, like, I'll ask and I'll try to get what their goal end date is, but I'm promising it won't be then because there's holidays and everything else in there and they gotta,
Okay,
there'll be other things come up, so.
it's okay. I just want to make them aware that sometimes parking may become a little tight, and hopefully it won't, but
Yeah,
you know, maybe you guys can cover it the other way.
that first month's gonna be rough with both of those classes going on, but then after that, it should be a lot better, and you normally have about a 30 to 40% dropout rate
Okay,
that can't get through the course, so
okay,
as it goes on, the cars will dwindle.
okay.
But,
I just had that as a question. I want to make sure I got that answered. Go ahead,
Yeah.
if you have anything else.
the car at the station that we've been training on, is actually, my brother's loading it up right now in the rain, so that's kind of funny. I'm here. But that's gonna be gone from tonight, tomorrow. So, there will probably be a car or two dropped off there sometime during the academy for them to cut on. So, and that will be about the same where they cut on it and then it take a little while and gotten rid of. So, uh, other than that, I believe that's most of what I got for the fire department. Do you got anything else, Phil? Nope. Okay. You guys have any questions for the fire
Anybody have
department?
any questions?
Nope.
No, we appreciate what you do.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you bringing us up to date on the activities that are coming. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Is there I'm gonna leave. Is there anything else that I need to be part of before I leave fire department or not?
I don't think so.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You can leave and go help your brother.
He's soggy now. It's fine. Thank you.
Residential business, wastewater adjustment.
Up there.
There it is. Somehow turned on.
The address on that?
230 West Third Street. The amount being requested is $395.06. Their average monthly wastewater is $71.73.
I make a motion to approve the wastewater adjustment at 230 West Third Street for $395.06 since the water did not go down the sewer.
I'll second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any other questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Mr. Raber at Lynnville Elementary, I guess, is requesting that we come back in and paint the crosswalks, which is school court just painted. Once we put new streets down. Guess we need to get a price on that and talk about it.
They did it themselves. They can do that themselves.
The school
No,
or our guys?
Our department.
Okay. If our guys can do it, I have no problem going ahead and putting them back in. Anybody have anything
No.
different than that?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'll make the motion that you guys take care of painting the crosswalks back into the school after the repaving project gets done. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
There's a second by Doris, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. You reach back out to Mr. Raber and tell him that we're gonna take care of that. Request to have a dead tree removed, from leased property. Put that in here.
it's up there too.
Here.
Is it up there? Is that where I saw it?
Yeah.
And Jim Schaefer, Scheller, lot 90.
Did he send a picture or anything?
I thought I saw a picture. That's what I was saying.
We had the picture from
Yeah, something.
his neighbor actually has got dead trees and it was in that one. I didn't reprint out.
Okay.
You've seen it. There is a dead tree there. It does need to be removed. I have a motion to approve that.
I'll make a motion to allow Jim Schuler and lot 90 at 12395 East, 10255 to remove his tree.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just to correct, the address is 1025 South. That's an S, not a 5. Sorry.
Oh,
12895 East, 1025
Five.
South.
South, yeah. I know, it looks like a 5.
Okay, I'm sorry. It does
okay.
look like a 5.
We've got outstanding lease renewal list. What?
Who seconded that? Rachel.
We got 5 or 6 names. Hasn't come back with their leases. I'll take that back. We got 7.
All the way. There's 4. Some of them have already come in.
Okay. So, even though it's on the outstanding lease, you've received their money since it's now in. So we got 5 still outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
We need to send letters, I would assume.
They already been sent.
They've been sent, and they are for the amount that was on the original lease that was sent out. Then it has a due date of when.
The letters that go out go from the first of the month, so those went out, well, they went before, but August 1st, and then August 31st. 30th.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to
Whatever.
return their leases by that time
Yes,
frame.
and
Is
then-
there a penalty?
Yes, there's $35 for each month until October 31st, and then if they still haven't turned it in by October 31st, then the lease goes up for cancellation or termination or whatever. Yeah, termination.
That in the lease,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, October.
It's
Cancellation,
3 months, which end up being October.
where is it in the lease?
It's at the beginning.
5-year,
Somewhere down here. 90 days. Sorry,
That's-
35. $35 per for each consecutive, and then that's 90 days, which is 3 months. And,
So Chris, are they considered month to month right now? If they just disappear? What, or
so
is that a oops, it needs to be looked at?
this is about, I mean, I looked at all this the other day. It's a 1 year annual term. It renews annually, and then 5th year is where it says they can renegotiate and modify. So that's where I think on the 5th year, if it's not returned, it might be, you know, you don't have an agreement, right? You don't have, you may not have a lease. I mean, I don't know that it
So right
renews
now, we really,
automatically after the 5th year because that provision's in there. So,
so technically,
gotta
right
make
now,
this
those
clear.
5 people may not have a lease.
I mean, it's subject to agreement, negotiated and modified by the parties. I don't know at that point how you have an automatic lease if it can be negotiated by either party, but that they may be thinking they have this provision here,
Okay.
but
Some we need to
so
clean up in the
some
future.
needs to go out. You said it's already gone out?
Sounds like a letter's gone out with this amount due,
Okay.
which is the old amounts.
Right.
With the $35 lease or late fee.
So yeah, this, I mean, that isn't, these need to obviously be cleaned up 5 years, you know, whenever we get around to it again. But that 5 year period to me is where, to me, I don't know that it's automatic, but we're sending out letters and we're saying.
Okay, so
that,
we're gonna
say we honor
we're gonna stand by our letters that we sent out. We will honor those. Okay.
But I'll say if they don't, for sure, 90 days. I mean, if they're not returned, I just tell it there's no lease.
And then they've got so many days to clean off the property.
Right. I sent you that
Yeah.
information.
Okay. Um. That's just something. Ordinance violations. How to complain and change time frame from completion to 10 days or some other form. What do we, I just got that in there.
Man, I guess
Work on that,
I don't.
clean up the language if we need to.
The form is actually in there, the one that Brian, or I mean, Mike,
Complaint form.
yeah, the complaint form, it's in your folder.
We just changed the nuisance ordinances right last year, and whenever it was.
But I think we
looked.
had one interpretation that they could wait until, I don't know, the end of summer, 90 days or something. And we might not have
I think it's
specific
a-
in there
It
that
was
we
an
need.
up to.
I think we need to have a
think
specific
there's-
time frame for some of those
there's-
things, so everyone's treated the same.
There's certain things that probably can't be done in 10 days. And that's why you have the discretion as the code enforcement officer, so you've got more time. I mean, if something just can't be done in 10 days,
Right.
that's why you might have a spread. I mean, grass, for example, there's no reason that, I mean, there's a separate ordinance for that. And I think that's 10 days. Oh, well, I have to look, see what he's put on that.
Should the code enforcement officer have the discretion
It's up to you
on the
all.
days, or
It's up to
should he
you
come
all.
back to council and say, I've given that?
So,
I don't want
so I would just say it this way. It's up to you how you want to do that, but if in the interest of things moving quickly, the more it has to come back to council, the slower it's going to bog down because you're going to have to wait a month. Come in and say, hey, can I give them 15 days or 10 days? And you've waited how many days to get to council? So I think discretion with some parameters on what your expectations are, I mean, would be good. Certain things, I mean, we can say certain things are going to be a certain amount of time, but I mean, there's a lot of ways to do it. It's really kind of up to you how you want to do it.
Hey, we're basically 14 days between meetings, basically.
Oh, that's right. You have 2 meetings.
So can we make it 15? You know, they have to they have to clean it up within 5 or something, 10. Other things, they got 15, or they can come back in front of council
Ask for more
and
time.
ask for more
I think you
time.
could do that.
That would be more reasonable. I'd like
You
them
know.
to come back and ask for more time.
I mean, I think where we have it now, you can object and come to council if you want to object to it. I think we can add that if you come to council and ask for more time to complete whatever it is. So let's say it's 10 days or 15, whatever you want to make it.
Yeah.
Um,
So that would have to be a change in the ordinance.
yeah, I was going to look and see.
Is that those are what's been cognified, correct?
Yes.
Are they all in here now?
Or can we just state the time frame that we are gonna suggest to the code enforcement officer to allow for certain violations?
So the ordinance on nuisances is a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 60, and that may be from the statute outlook. But,
I don't think we want to put in the code enforcement officer's discretion, no, because again, we're trying to get everything
yeah, I mean,
equal to
he
everybody.
works for you, so that's where I
Well,
think
yeah,
you
I
have
don't,
I mean,
I don't
have to
think
have.
come to me and I've got a violation and I'm sitting there going, hey, buddy, what are you doing? And he
I'm
goes, well,
just
I'll
saying,
give you
if we
3 months.
establish the time frame that we want him to enforce.
If we
I
can,
mean-
I don't
I
know
mean,
how we're going to
I'm
address
navigating-
everything that could come up.
I'm
To move a bus off a piece of
I'm
property.
trying to address a
versus-
couple different obvious
So-
concerns that you guys have. I mean, want to move it fast, but we want to set clear deadlines and not give like any discretion. I mean, on some of the more heavy things that need to be done, we might have to give more time. But I mean,
Yeah,
if you want to say,
and I agree.
if you want to say a maximum of 20 days, but they got to come in for more or 50, whatever you want to
Okay.
do.
I don't have a problem with that.
You know, if we want to say that's 10 to, maximum of, but grass would be 10.
Does sound
Mhm.
reasonable to
Yeah.
you? So we need to kind of work on some language and pop it.
I'll
in,
work on
Chris,
it.
or you
I mean, I
got it?
understand what you're getting at. I just think.
I
to
just
some
want to
extent,
make
we
sure
have to-
everyone feels that they're not getting picked on,
Right.
and it's the same for everybody.
Right.
So when we go out and do that,
I mean, I contacted Boonville's code enforcement and they are 5 days for vegetation, 10 days for trash, and 30 days for unregistered, non-working vehicles.
Okay.
And he did say that in certain instances, depending on the situation, that he will add some time
What was the
to
10
it.
days?
Huh?
Sorry. What was
10 days was trash removal,
Okay.
30 days for vehicles.
We can set. We can set specific days for those easy things and then leave it longer for
there you go.
those
Make
other things.
Make a
work-
recommendation back to us so we can move
Okay.
forward. with
Mine's
that.
pretty short.
Do whatever.
If it's from the date the letter's mailed, because you know how the mail is these days, by the time somebody gets, it's just pretty short.
Yeah.
8, I think we made it 8. The last one I did, we changed it from 10 to 8.
Problem with Lynnville mail is if I'm sending something to Lori and he puts it in the mail, then it goes to Oklahoma City, then it goes to
Yeah.
Louisville, then it comes back
That's
to
what I
Oklahoma
mean.
City, then it comes to us.
That's what I mean. So 5's pretty tight, but 8, I've seen 8.
Is there something that they could hang or
Mhm.
does it have to be
I'm
certified?
actually
So-
asking that. Do you-
You send the first notice
I think
generally
they
by
may.
mail, but when you mow it, let's say it's grass, on grass for sure. When you mow it, you can hang something or you can put a flag in the yard and it's a continuing abatement notice. And then if it's tall again, you don't even have to send the notice. You just go mow it.
Okay, and we
Okay.
should,
That's a continuing abatement notice
and we
that,
should come up with the prices for doing that on a per hour basis because my yard's bigger than her yard.
yeah. So I know
Something that we can justify
other
back.
places have started hiring someone to mow and passing on that cost with administrative fees.
Administrative fees.
So it's not the town staff,
Okay.
with budgets tightening and everything, and maybe something you think about is.
One, I would rather do it that way because again, that doesn't put our town staff
Right. I
Yeah.
like it.
at workers' comp claims or something.
Yeah, that's been the issue. I mean, you find all kinds of things buried in people's grass.
Yeah.
And then, and so and some ordinances, per hour or the fines are small enough that people actually use it as a mowing service, right? If I don't do it, the town will mow it and I'll just pay them $70, some amount of money they're willing to pay. It needs to be a little more than that.
Okay, You can just make that recommendation to us and we'll get that moving. Ordinance for permitting activities. We've talked about that before. We've never moved anywhere forward with it for cable companies and utility companies like Duke. We had cable today, someone driving down the park trail path. And we had to chase them out. What I need to do to get that ordinance going, and how do we specify that they have to come into town and either get permits or some type of justification?
Just, yeah, I need to look at what your current ordinances say and we can put something together. We don't have to reinvent the wheel.
I
Others
don't
have
believe we
permitting.
have anything for permanent, do we?
When we did, when the mainstream was coming in to put all those, trying to put all the poles in, didn't they do one?
We didn't do an ordinance for permitting. Mm-mm.
Oh,
Okay, Chris, that's back
We'll
in,
work on that.
that's
It's
back
on
in
my
your-
list,
it's back in your list.
but yeah, it hadn't percolated to the top yet. But
Okay.
I can kind of nudge it
Oh.
that way.
Update policy for handling utility bills at apartments. It looks like we have now found out that the state law varies. Something that we thought was there didn't pass, and now there's something else, blah, 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 blah. So,
You saw what I sent you,
yes,
right? Which
Yeah.
is kind of not what you're doing,
yeah.
but we can,
So
and we got to revise some things.
what do we need to do to revise those to become
I think,
compliant with state law,
I mean-
and try not to get the town holding the strings if someone disappears on us? And that's the
that's
problem.
on the water. I don't, that's the challenge, right? I mean, on the water side particularly, they changed the laws in 2019 and then again in 2020 and made it so that on the water side, you can't bill the owner.
Yeah.
Unless, if the tenant's responsible for the bills in their lease. So if you can, or if the owner agrees, but you can't make them agree. So most places bill the tenants.
We've got a deposit for $100.
Yeah. And most.
Should we look at raising that deposit in
You
that
can
type
make
of
it-
situation?
You probably should look at making the deposit be maybe closer to what a month's
The
average
month
bill.
average
which is
bill is
probably
about
$100
$85 for
on
water,
water.
right? I
And
think that's
sewer
what,
probably
I
the
think
same.
that's what I was told.
no, sewer stuff would be double.
Yeah.
Um,
Sewer though is covered by the owner, right?
It can be, but most places bill the water, if you've got water and sewer bill in both to the tenant.
So if we do that,
And-
then we probably need to ask for a $250 deposit for apartments, unless the owner of the apartments wants to handle it himself. And then we
I
can
mean,
charge
those
them
are
$100.
separately metered and the tenants are paying those bills and that's probably right.
Before all of this got changed, we're doing $100 from the tenant and $100 from the landlord. So we have cause it allows us to put 2 deposits in there. One from the
On the water side, I don't think you can require the owner you can't require the owner to do anything. Now, what you can do is if somebody moves out and you now know somebody's moved out and it's no longer occupied, you can switch or turn on another account in the name of the owner for that period of time going forward, but not backwards. You see what I mean? I mean, that's what one community I was talking to about it. So I've asked a couple of folks that I work with, how do you handle these things? Like Rockport, for example, or, Newburgh only has sewers, so they don't deal with the water side. But it's, I can look and we can put a policy together, but those places build a tenant and then put in precautionary deposits and other precautions to try to make sure you don't get left holding
Yeah,
the
I'm
bag.
I'm just trying to be consistent on what we do.
Yep.
And we will have a problem.
So in other words, I'll ask you this, so
Mhm.
if we change this where it goes into the tenants, okay, they walk away. If they
Mhm.
walk away, we can turn the water off where they cannot rent it until that
Mhm.
bill gets
You
paid.
can't do that.
No.
So in other words, we're gonna get stuck with it.
You could get stuck with
Except for
some
the
if you don't
deposit.
have a deposit, if, we have to tighten it up and make, yeah, you can get, I think that's right. I mean, I'll work through some other, what
So
other
then
possibilities.
The deposit to be $500
Well,
because
250
the
would
water
take,
rates go up.
250 would take care of probably 1 month. And if we catch them 1 month, I don't know how many months it takes us to catch them if they haven't paid. 3? Then maybe it's $1,000.
I know that,
That varies too, David.
other communities have used that Trex system. Do you have that? Have you ever used it?
I looked into it.
I mean, I know Tennyson uses it, Rockport uses it.
Yeah.
What's it
Fort
called?
Tenant Track,
Tracks. Oh,
TREC.
and we
They
talked
use it
about
for
that
tenants.
before.
Yeah, we have.
I know people use it.
Yeah, I've talked to Sarah about it for the tenants. It doesn't really.
Other people have told me it may work. So I mean, we could dismiss it or we can try it, but that's another way to chase them. It's a system that
If we do that, which we do, you have to make sure you get all of, like, everything has to be filled out. There's no,
you need to get good information
Mhm.
from them.
and check
Yeah.
the information.
Verify, you can run credit checks, other things like that. I mean, statutes allow you to do some things. They changed it in 2019, I guess. There was a lobby effort to relieve owners of that response on the water. Now the sewer, because you can't shut the sewer off. You can shut the water off. You have both. That's different. That's still the owner. You can by ordinance, put it on the tenant, and you can still do liens, but they're kind of hard. It's difficult. Most places I think have it go to the tenant. But I know that was, I knew when you guys sent the email or when it was discussed that it didn't sound right, but I mean, it's a little cumbersome when you get in the statute. So I wanted to make sure I'd looked at it. And, but yeah, we looked up.
Okay, so you're gonna come back again with a
Yeah, I mean,
recommendation on this part,
need to make
so
sure
we can get this all straightened out.
we're not billing inappropriately. So
One of the things that we do is make sure you get it, to use Trex to get the ID, and we do that
Okay.
already.
do you see my email? You and Megan both got that, right? That I sent about the way just want to make sure we get to where we're billing it right.
It should be a copy. in
That
the
we're not
folder.
billing it incorrectly. That we correct it.
Yeah, and
Okay,
So I need to look at your ordinances too, and I propose something because your ordinances say, like what you said about shutting the water off, when you can't do that anymore. I know, not the news you want,
no,
but that's the news I have.
the town can't afford to have too many $1,000 bills we have to eat.
Right. So, that's where you have to be, I think, your deposits, your shut-offs, all the tools that you have to people to pay and not let bills linger month after month after month.
If
Are
the,
the things that you have to do.
So is there a way on that program we can find out every month who didn't pay? Do you know, Lori?
you actually turn those in after they've already disappeared. That's when you turn it into Trex, and then they kind of.
I'm talking about shut-offs and those tools that you have to get people to pay so that somebody you don't let one go 3 months and then they leave and you've got a big bill. You've got to compress those time periods. Right.
and we should be able to do that with our system, unless the ordinance says something to them.
No, all got fixed. The timelines and everything.
So there shouldn't be anybody out there for 3 months.
No, we've.
1 month we should know when the due date is, who's paid or who hasn't paid.
And 60 days they're shut off. Or is it 45?
Should be 40.
They get the notice 45, but the actual shut off is 60.
Okay.
They get that you have to pay this amount with the date. Honestly, since that falls on in, it really isn't more than 1 or 2 a month anymore.
Since when?
Changing the date, because it used to be like they had like
More time.
a lot more
It
time.
used to be a long time, and then if they paid one part of it off, they took care of the other part, and they learned how to
Especially on
play that
these.
game. And
Yeah. You have to, because otherwise you do end up risking
Okay.
taking it in the shed.
The biggest thing that we now have is we don't know when people move out.
Right.
Like if nobody lets us know.
Well, the water bill stays in their name until they tell you. I mean,
Yeah.
that is what it is. That's on them.
Right. But if they,
And no one else
if
can,
they
and no one else
disappear-
can come in and,
they disappear, you gotta
Yeah.
chase them for it.
okay. Update on street weight ordinance. I don't know if you had any chance. I think, weren't you gonna check with Newburgh or somebody?
I have the Boonville ordinance and the Newburgh ordinance and a couple others I found online. And I just need to put something together to give you options or write one up for you.
The streets are starting to be paved in town, so hopefully within a couple of weeks, we're gonna have 75-80% of our streets paved. So that's why I was still wanting to try to get this.
Yeah, we
Moving.
probably need to talk about details.
Yeah.
Which streets, all the streets, which way, how much, what's the way, et cetera.
State highway, we can't do anything to, that's state highway, correct? All the side streets should be basically the same.
Yeah, I got it.
You know, you just can't be those 15 billion pound.
They have the same issue and they have an ordinance in Newburgh. But the trucks like to come, GPS takes them down
Oh, yeah.
Jennings Street.
Yeah.
And it's a constant battle. They do have an ordinance and I've heard that Boonville's been fairly successful with theirs. If trucks aren't taking the bypass and are going down 3rd Street, for example, that they're
$500 fine.
They're given a pretty significant fine.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll wait for that from you, Chris.
Okay.
Another thing to your list, buddy.
It's a good list.
Yeah. Any updates on trail lights that you want to talk about this meeting?
I haven't heard anything from Aaron, but I did talk to Christy Powell with EREP, and she is going to talk to Aaron to see where he's at on it. And I'm not sure when the next EREP cycle is for funds, but she's definitely is interested. So hopefully we'll know something soon.
Okay. Town strategic plan, same thing. Yeah, there's that back into May. We haven't done anything on the, we signed, thought we signed an agreement, Commonwealth.
For
Did we
the
do that?
strategic plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already did that. We just need to meet.
We had a big meeting about it.
So that
and
meeting-
I think he said he wanted to have a meeting or something to go over.
And do we need to form a committee? Because it says I'm forming a committee to review and make recommendations. That's just us getting together first,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll move forward. Okay.
Okay.
New business, park lease renewals. I think we are where we are with them. We've discussed that. We're going to stick with what we've done. I still haven't figured out what took place with that. And maybe Lori can answer some of this for us. I have talked to Kendall a little bit. When was it decided to send out park renewals? I think that's the 1st of June is when they normally would go out.
Yeah, they try to get them out for June 1st or around June 1st.
But for some reason this year, they went out later than that.
Maybe a week or so. They just have to be out by July 1st, or
Mhm.
people should have them by July 1st.
Did our attorney, be it Chris or be it Bill, review those leases this year, or was those just typed up and done?
We said, I know I provided some language on the culvert.
Yeah, there was some changes.
It was such a tight schedule that we talked about not having time really to review them, to just get them renewed. Now at the time, I didn't realize it was like a 5-year renewal, but so no, I mean, I did not review them, but there was, it's the same form that you've been using for however many years, 20, 10 years or something. So I just said, we'll renew it on the back end, or we'll review it on the back end. But now that I've been through them a few times, I'd like to change them when we can, as we can maybe, or something, come up with something.
I understand though, we did not have a return date on them this time. Is that usual? There
I
wasn't a
didn't-
return date?
None of it's changed. That's the same one that.
So we've always let the leaseors, leasees, whatever.
I was
turn
told
it
by,
over.
I was told by the leasing there was not a due date on them.
That's on this one. How about the ones previous?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just wondering if something got missed. Is that a cut and
It's the
paste?
same- Yeah, it's a cut and paste.
On the lease, I think what you'd have is the lease itself,
It says 1 year.
the lease itself.
Oh,
There's a blank. The lease itself, I mean,
yeah.
what do you think?
When you say due date, I'm not really.
You mail them
You
out.
mail them out. When do they have to
bring
return
them
them
back?
back?
There's no-
Yeah,
like
before-
the letter- the
I mean,
letter
before
that
we're
goes
going to
with-
start imposing a fee.
The letter that goes with them should say, well, that's just the term of the lease. So, I mean, as far as like when you need to have it back to be able to continue the lease. I think that probably needs to be communicated somehow. I mean, I don't know if it's
Needs to be
ever been
part of the-
communicated, but
It needs to be
Yeah.
part of the lease.
yeah, well, the lease is, until it's signed and everything, I mean, the lease, yeah.
If they've got X amount of days.
The
to
way you
return
all
it.
do this is a little convoluted, but you have 1 year automatic renewals, and then 5 years, a whole new lease goes out for them to sign and send back, and that's where there's nothing in the lease because it's a brand new lease. So it doesn't mean anything until and there's nothing in here that says, but yeah, I mean, it should somewhere either in the lease or the letter, it should say, if this isn't returned by X date, we'll consider that you chose not to
You
renew
opted
it.
not to renew.
Right. And that's something I don't know that you've done before, but it's something that we should probably do going forward.
That's what we need to add.
Yeah. And we can work on a new form of lease. We can work on some of these things. And as leases maybe transfer, or somebody wants to transfer, or we can substitute and start fresh.
Right.
So I'll put that on the list to work on the lease form. I'll put the due date on there too.
So who reviewed these leases? Anybody? I know you say you did some leases that went out, and when they come back to us, who's reviewing them to make sure all the paperwork's there?
Oh, well, it'll either be me or Megan, mostly Megan. There's actually on here a checklist. Yeah, so they go through the checklist, mark off, make sure it's all there. Sign the checklist and then sign it at the bottom if everything's there. If it's not all there, we don't accept it.
When these went out, who decided not to increase the rates? How was that decision made? I had to prepare a list and tell our people who to invoice, how much. Nothing came out saying, we just decided to send those out with the same numbers on them without asking. And if so, who made that decision? Kendall didn't pull the numbers out of her head.
And
think-
since not everyone has the same amount, I mean,
think-
depending on how long you've lived there.
Weren't they
Yeah, they're
just carried over from before without an increase? But I guess the point being is you have the option of increasing it, but there wasn't a.
I think he's asking who decided that
Increase.
these were going to be the same numbers. I think that's what
the
he's
question.
asking.
Somebody had to make that decision. Did Kendall make up the numbers?
It's what was in there, what they got charged.
So do,
what's in their files.
so you printed out a list?
And
No,
Five-
she has the files.
5 years ago, let me ask it this way, because I'm just trying to get to, because I looked over, I don't know, 4 or 5 files when we looked at all that stuff. So this is what I saw. Yeah, just for informational purposes, 5 years ago, it looks like they went out with a 10%. It was a 10, look, I did the math, it looked like a 10%
Right.
increase in all the, this time they went out with the same number. I can't speak to how or why, but I know when you and I talked, it sounded like there was some discontent among the lessees last time, and maybe there was a thought to avoid that, but I don't know that it came to the council, and maybe that's what should happen, but
Well, yeah,
right, that's,
it should happen if there's an opportunity. It's not a carte blanche that someone can decide to raise rates or not raise rates. And that's what I'm trying to get to. I've got a copy of the agreements that I was told was sent to her from town hall that listed the names, the addresses, and the lease amount. And all she did, she said, was take that and move that over into the agreements. But somebody had to instruct her to do it that way. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
That's what's done every year. I'm not really sure what you're asking, but that's done every
Right.
5 years.
Excuse me,
Mhm,
sir.
can I help you?
mhm.
You can try to help me. I need a lot of help, though. You mind mentioning your name, because we are on camera.
Raymond Ed. One of my, now, 15.
Yep, thank you.
They said that everyone had, one, they came out and told everybody that everybody was gonna have a 20% increase. And at that one time, they hired a lawyer and they nixed that. That's years ago.
Okay.
So then they come up and then they said was going to, you had a 5-year lease. And then they decided that said, well, you'll get a 1-year lease. And they've done away with the 5-year. And then they was gonna do something every 5 years, but you didn't get the 5-year lease. They said, we're gonna do what we want.
When was this? Was that the way it is? I mean, was that recent?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm
It's
just,
been a long time.
okay. Because the current lease is with 1-year renewals and
Yeah,
then
that's what
with
they
a
said,
5-year
because-
term on it.
Because what they were going to do, the people who had the least amount, they were going to increase them 20%.
Yeah,
And they said, you can't do that because our lease says 10%.
okay.
So.
And so the lease
I'm
is
just trying to move
now.
along.
the
No,
lease
that's
is-
okay. I don't know if we're gonna get moved along here.
Right.
But that's okay.
The leases now say 20, up to 20%. But I think 5 years ago, they were increased 10%.
It really actually, it depended on where you were at.
Right.
There were some that went up 20%. Okay.
Okay. The 4 I
And-
had were all 10.
And I think if you were on the trail, you might not, the year the trail was installed, you might not even have got an increase at all because technically, we had come through with the trail.
Right. But definitely 5 years from now, there needs to be a point where you decide whether or not to suggest an increase in the rent.
Well, I think what David is pointing out, we did not get that opportunity this year. It was taken from us, which is now going to affect the leaseholders for the next 5 years. It is going to have a financial impact from that. And so I think that's what he's just trying to say,
Yes.
that we didn't have that opportunity to make that decision, that someone else took it upon themselves to make it.
And I don't know who, what, why, or how that took place. And that's what I keep coming back and questioning. Someone's got to come up and say they did it, they passed it, they're sorry, they screwed up, whatever. Is not total deniability by all parties. It was a conscious decision to go out with the wrong amounts. Now, that's what I'm trying to get to.
We found out by mistake,
And
and it's costing the park a bunch of money.
there's some things that we wanted to do at the park, just probably won't take place. And I'm not sure how I'm going to get to that point, but we're still going to continue to ask those questions. And we will figure that out. Okay. So we have no idea how that decision was made. Who came up with the numbers? Just miraculously happened. It got sent to a person who just transposed the numbers that they received onto a contract. It was sent out. Council never had a chance to review them. We get them back with checks, and at that point, we're too late. That is a major problem, and that's what I've got to say about it. Anybody else have anything?
Are we going to make a
On that.
decision on who is actually going to do the leases? So we're gonna change it.
Well, I don't know. We can't reward a person that. I don't see how we can continue to do it the way we are. I can't see if we take it away from someone, that may be their job. I don't know. Because something happened. And we got to come to grips with that. Yeah, like I said, if it was an accident, it's an accident, and someone's got to say that. But at this point, no one's coming up and saying how it happened. That's not going to work for me. I don't know how to get past that, but we will. Now, do we hire someone to do those? Well, yeah, we can do that, but then that's going to be money out of the park budget again.
No, but I kind of thought we had hired someone to do them. That's just it.
Right. And obviously something happened. So that's where I'm coming back around, and maybe this is an executive board meeting, personnel meeting, and then we figure it out.
Yeah.
And if we have to go forward and hire somebody else, to do something, then we do it. But, we cannot continue to hire people to do jobs that we're paying people to do that aren't doing them.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to work.
I think it'd be good to have an executive meeting on this.
Okay. We will do that. Yeah. Park lease violations. We've had several mention, we're not sure how we're doing it. Code enforcement officer's been talked about.
Mm-hmm.
They can do that also, I would assume.
Yep.
It's not the council's issues to go around telling people what they can and can't do. It's not.
Yep.
We're here to try to make this town work. So we can talk about that in an executive meeting also, about hiring somebody for the town to do not only park lease violations, but town ordinance violations. Okay. Farm lease update. I understand that farm lease is coming due in November, October. We probably have to advertise that.
We do.
We have to put it out in the Boonville Standard, I would assume. Or can it be something else now? I thought they did away with the newspaper and said you could do it. Okay.
They've proposed a lot of different things, but the newspaper has a pretty strong lobby. It's been there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, here's the file. I mean, I think I can come up with the bid spec or the bid notice. We can get it and get it down here for you guys the paper.
If you need to do, if you can do that, wonderful. If we need to hire somebody to do it, wonderful. We just need to make sure it's done correctly.
Just did it for another client, so.
And then I want that changed this time somewhat to tie that into a price factor if we can, some governmental index. Because I think we just did it at a straight rate.
5 years, is that what it was? When it was, it lasted in 2020. So 5 years, as far as you mean an increase in the cash rent?
Yeah, but
Over
it
the 5 years.
it wasn't marked to any type of index, so the rate stayed the same.
Right.
That rate should be tied to a governmental index.
Like a CPI type
Yep.
of thing?
So it goes up 1% or 2% each year or whatever that rate increases.
You want to do it for 5
At least
years?
that would be my recommendation. I can be outvoted on that by the council. So don't let me
But
force.
it's gonna
let me
be,
do-
it's
force
gonna
it
be
there.
rebid every 5 years, right?
Yes,
Chris?
yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's up to you. You can make it a 5 year, or 2 year, or 3 year, or whatever,
Okay.
you know, but if you want to do 5 years and have it be an
If
increase.
it's gonna be 5 years, it needs to be indexed. If it's 2 years, then
It's just cash
they can
rent.
just
Yeah.
do 2 years.
Mhm.
I don't
It's
care.
just-
Then we have to redo it every 2 years or
It's
so.
just, yeah, it's just cash, it's a cash rent lease.
Okay. It's enough about that unless anybody's got any questions. Park breakdown of receipts. Did Wes get his park breakdown that he requested on receipts and generated
I sent him
income?
what he asked for, and then Rachel asked for something, and then he said he was gonna get it to you, some kind of breakdown.
Okay.
Wes,
Sorry. What a,
just ask it.
Wes had asked for some.
I think
breakdown on
I think he
receipts.
was asked for, yeah, for like,
I just want to make sure he got what he asked for.
I don't know. I mean, cause I don't have it,
Okay.
so I don't know.
You send
Yeah, I
it to
sent it
Wes?
to all of you guys.
Did you
She
send
sees
it
you
to
all.
Wes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was June, July,
Right.
income and, revenue and expense, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So I will text him and ask him if that was correct information or if he needs anything else. So I would hope he would have asked. Process to add town roads to inventory roads.
Talk to Aaron about that. He was working on it as far as with NPO or whoever it is. So I'll follow up with him. He and I need to talk. We know that we want to get that done. It's just a question of what, the dedication is not a problem. The dedication it's what do we need to make sure we qualify that it
Right.
in the road inventory and
I've got
NPO.
a third road I would like to add to that. Which I can do. I can send you a text on it.
Okay.
And then we also want to see, I think at one time we're gonna try to see if we can add the park roads, but that's a little bit different.
Okay, so that's different.
But if we can, we might as well get those in, so we
Okay.
try to get the CCMG and let the state pay for it instead of
Yeah.
us pay for it.
Yeah.
It's not as critical as what I was trying to get it done for, because I've now gotten further information that the one road in the new section of the park probably needs to be left alone for
Okay.
2 years,
Yeah.
3 years.
He said about 2 years.
Till
It
less
still needs to
settlement.
settle.
Okay.
He's actually gonna go in and do some repair on it right now, cause it's already starting to settle.
We are having some areas to be redone by DNR. Some beaver dams to be taken out of some pipes and
Yeah.
some other things. So it makes sense. I'm just saying it's not the rush that I thought it was, because I was trying to get it in for the CCMG and I had an October deadline and blah, blah, blah. That's gone away.
So now.
But we still want to get them into our roads inventory.
They're doing. Saw an email today. I mean, it's all been clarified, you know, but we're down to what, one CCMG a year and they went back from 1.5 million to 1 million.
Mhm.
So
Yep, and who knows what's gonna happen once the state gets back together again.
Yep.
Okay.
Unless you adopt a wheel tax, then you get to qualify for a whole new set of funds.
Can't do.
Excuse me. Update on the car wash. I got that for Rachel, but I found a memo that says it's
Yeah.
now coming out. by Thanksgiving, I believe. They supposed to have it.
It's supposed to be finished being, part is supposed to be finished being, built on,
And then
Labor Day. And then it should be shipped out and then he will coordinate install.
6 to 8 weeks.
And that was when I spoke with him on August the 6th.
So we got an answer.
Mhm.
I guess I need to verify it's been ordered, but that's not a
It is.
problem.
I mean, I spoke with him. It is. And, he said fabrication would be finished after Labor Day.
There we go.
Yeah.
So we'll finally get that to bed. Been a long process. David's list, credit cards, report on the progress to initiate the changes approved by council the last meeting or 2 meetings ago, whenever we asked to have Townville cards printed up for our managers. Where are we with that? Did you get that done?
I'm sorry.
LNB.
Credit cards?
I've left messages. She hasn't called me back, but I did go ahead and print out the State Board of Accounts, checklist on what it has to be done for each card for each person.
Okay.
So I've got that all printed out for them.
Instead of playing phone tag, can you call down there, find out what hours she's there and just go down there and get that taken care of? I know she says she's called you a couple of times. You call her then a couple of times. You guys are missing. This
And she's
shouldn't be
out
that,
tomorrow.
that
I
shouldn't
can
be
tell you
very
that.
difficult. We just need 10 minutes that both of you can sit down together.
And it's an online application.
Oh, it is online?
It's an online application. If you scroll through, I mean, you'll click on the municipality card. There's an actual section for municipality cards.
Okay.
Do you want that as a
And-
debit or a credit?
Debit.
Or a credit,
No debit.
credit.
Okay, so, sorry.
So the application will be through the town of Lynnville, and then the authorized signers will be the department heads. Then you go in and add them as authorized signers.
Why do we want it as a credit if we can have it as a debit?
That, those, things from the State Board of Accounts that I put in the meeting, a couple that you don't want you don't want to have anything debited directly out of the accounts. That's why we go through credit card first.
That's
For fraud protection.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, there's different.
feds. We don't need those feds.
You don't
Okay,
have-
well, I know with the debit card,
You can legally have a debit card. It's a question of whether you want to.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I just know with the debit card, we can put a $300 limit on Dave Goldenberg's.
Yep, the credit.
Can we
Yeah.
do that with the credit card? Then I have no problem.
And then
Okay.
and they still earn reward points too with the
Yeah.
credit card,
Yeah,
given
they
it
are
LNB.
1%, so.
Can you get with her this week and get that done? This is, again, dragging out. Did you get anywhere with the allocation of percentages? That report I've been asking for?
I'm still writing my list out. I mean, I'm going as I go. I'm writing as I go. I'm still doing it yet.
We'll sit on that for a little bit. Did you ever come up with state law language which prohibits hours of establishment, specific office hours? Where that's at? I just want to see it. She's looking at you.
I don't
Yeah.
think there is such a thing.
Yeah.
We've talked
You
about that.
can't. There's no. It's a negative. So, I mean, I printed out what the answers I got, which are in there, and then I printed out the
In here.
Indiana code. And then I also asked them this week, and they said, you only have to be in there one day a year.
That the answers. I was reading through some of those emails.
Yeah.
They're a little rude,
Yeah.
but it's probably normal.
Mhm.
I mean, you can, so the council can set hours for town hall. You can't make the clerk treasurer work any particular hours. So if you want your town hall to be open and she's not gonna be here, you gotta fill the gap somewhere. But that's my opinion. I mean, from a requirement standpoint, you can't
I'm thinking, it's just
We can work
beyond, it's
through that.
beyond me that we can't have hours required. Just
Or-
because they're an elected official.
She's an elected official, not an employee, so you know, I mean, we know that. If there are clerks that they say you have to work, they just have to work an hour a month or something, or whatever the old saying is. But that's not gonna get the job done, so you gotta work to get the job done.
That's
I mean,
correct. So
so-
so what's the next step? If the job's, and I'm not saying this, I'm saying if the job's not getting done, what's the
That's
next
all
step if
different.
you don't have hours?
Depends on, I guess, what part of the job we're talking about, whether it's clerk duties or additional duties or what.
But the way it's set up also, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I am, just sometimes I am, is that the clerk's got certain responsibilities, whatever, not just ours, everyone's. If we ask them to do something else, they don't have to do that. Is that correct? If it doesn't quote unquote fall under their duties and
I would say
obligations
there's
as
a depend-
directed by the state?
There's a depends in there, because I think there are some things that by ordinance you can say these are gonna be done by the clerk. And they're in a small town, there's a lot that's done by the clerk.
And I agree.
But, you know, yeah, I know what you're asking, and I'm not sure how to answer.
I know you can't have a taser. Again, I'm just trying to get to a point. How about if we can't have office hours,
Yeah,
can we exclude hours that the building's only available from X amount to X amount?
you may be able to do that. I mean, close it
Mhm.
for certain hours to all
Yeah.
personnel.
That way
Possibly.
work has to be either done
Possibly.
here or it can be done, I guess, at home.
Possible.
But if
Yeah,
8 o'clock at
Yeah.
night, we may not want anyone in here.
there's no
I'm asking
statute that
questions.
says that, so that's something that maybe within what you can do.
Okay. I've hammered that.
But she's usually there till 10
Where?
in her office.
Yeah.
Budget requests. Let's move on to that. Go over priorities. I've got a list in here somewhere that was my priorities. I think I saw it in here.
You did.
Those were picked off the last priorities last year, taking off the ones that we've accomplished, leaving these in my best guess of order that we need to complete them. I'm asking for if anybody's got any new lists or new updates, such as.
Do I have that list?
You
Do I have
should
it?
have.
It's not, second from the back, Virgil, or third.
Oh, there we go.
Um, such as if we want to hire a new person to do leases, if we want to hire a new person to do ordinance checks, if we want to hire a new person to monitor me, I need to have that so I can get that in a budget, because we need to be sitting down doing this budget here, don't we, Lori?
I'm not gonna talk about that here. We talked about that here, but I'm not.
Do we need to have that budget? Those numbers we need to be plugging into a budget here pretty soon, correct?
Yes. And. Well. That's what you've got. So. The initial estimate is prepared by the clerk, but then there's an opportunity for the council to have input, and I think that's what you're giving her to consider when she's putting the budget together.
It's actually done by DLGH or whoever.
Yeah, the OGF.
It's actually done by, it's actually done by DGLF.
I get what you're saying.
No, this is what I've got done so far.
Okay. So I
then-
think-
Yeah, then they come in and then you do the line items.
And I
And
think
that's
what-
where that stuff comes in.
We have to figure this out to make sure we've got cash somewhere to cover those expenses as
Right.
we move forward in case it's unappropriated by the state. Correct?
Correct. And those packets that I gave each of you a couple months ago that have the the line items, that was just filled out. Because David had come in and talked about it and there was like a lot of zeros still in there. I had just filled it out with like electricity, things that we had to have, like the utilities.
And
So that those zeros that I had left would be to fill in from this.
we will expand,
yeah.
we will expand it. So that list you gotta send in on the 6th or 7th or whatever date that happens to be. Then it comes back from them to us. At that point,
Yes.
me, you, Rachel, Doris, whomever, we all sit down and we figure out how to move this list forward.
Correct.
So back to my original request to the council and all the town managers, I need your guys' input. Because you don't want to just go off my numbers and my lists. So I need to know what we need to have. We need to try to get down to planning for this town instead of reacting.
I gotta know what we're working with first. I mean,
You need the revenue numbers.
yes.
It was in that
You
packet.
should have that.
You should have, there should be tax revenue, miscellaneous revenue. You should have, I mean, you guys should really have a process where it's collaborative and there's input but you gotta have the revenues to be able to know whether your expenses can be backed up, right? What you have to work with.
We
You
got
need your cash balances too, because those are the, you should be considering, you don't want to budget your cash balances, but if you're in a pinch and you need to know what those are, you need to know when you're planning what you have in the bank.
and that comes back to the Baker Tilly study, which shows that we've got
There's some
some
money in the
funds
bank.
that we can use. Then we just need to appropriate them over into our budgets
Yes.
and make sure that we're not spending money that we're not going to be able to continually fund.
Yeah, you don't,
Right.
right. You
Because
wanna
we don't want to
wait
bring
for
that
it.
balance down to nothing.
That's right.
Now, I guess that brings that question, when does this all have to be done by? Because we always seem to run out of time. I don't want to run out of time. It's a priority to me to get the budgets in correctly.
It's like November 1st.
But before then, got.
We need to be sitting
There's
down
that-
now and talking about it.
Budget approval's October 7th, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I don't,
That's just for that part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's just for this part.
We
Right.
can update and make changes to that.
that's what there's a point where you can't do anything but reduce it. And so you need to make sure that you don't get to that point. I don't know when that is in the day.
It's technically the last meeting of December, but November 1st is the one that I always say.
But we can actually be working on that now.
Yes.
We know what the
It's still-
numbers are
it's
that the
August.
state, we know what the numbers are that the state's going to approve.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
And
need
have
to
that-
then be working on these and get them done before November 1st or December 1st, instead of waiting till November and then, we got a AIM conference and no one's gonna be here for a week or whenever that is. It doesn't work that way. We've got to move.
We've got on the calendar September 16th at 6 o'clock in 2026 public hearing.
That's
That's
this
for
part.
this one.
That's, yeah, that's this part. That other part needs by November.
Is that,
I would like that.
since we're all collaborating with that, Chris, is that an executive meeting again that we need to call, or can we sit down and work on that together?
Meeting.
It's a public meeting.
Yeah, it's gotta be a public meeting.
If we're just trying to
The
come
way
up
this-
with ideas
the way this-
on who to
I
put
can't-
where,
I can't find it, but the way the statute reads, it's the town council president and the clerk treasurer. If you want to bring everybody in, it becomes a public meeting. It's not on the list of executive sessions, so you could have a public budget workshop. And you could all get around the table and you can work on it. Some places have, you're a 3-person council, so it becomes more challenging, but some places have committees, a finance committee that does it with 2 council members, but they have 5, so it's not a quorum.
Yeah.
You can't do it that way. So it's either one of you works on it or we do it. We notice it and we have a workshop and it.
Do you have an idea when we can work on that? Me and you, we have to form some other committee, we'll do it. You know where I'm trying to get to. I know where I'm trying to get to. I don't want to wait till November to get there.
I would like to just go ahead and have the public meeting where we can all work on it together.
We can do that, just opens up other questions and avenues of things that we may not want to do, but we want to discuss it and see if it's an option. You know, because you can't go in there and say, well, let's budget for a person to do leases, since that seems to be the topic, at least in my mind. And then we start talking numbers and doing that stuff, we may go too far, maybe not far enough, down that road. That once we get the whole budget package together in front of us, that has to disappear. And if you have it in a public, then you're gonna have to have several public meetings to continue with that. If I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to make it. I don't mind having a public meeting, but I think we need to kind of come up with a game plan before that public meeting. So we know we got the money in the budgets to do what we're talking about. I don't want a splash park be brought out as an ad in the middle of something we know we don't have funds for.
Well, but we all can't sit down at this table and decide what we're gonna do without it being a public meeting. I mean,
I understand
for
that.
discussion, that is what it is.
Statute says about the process, because I think a lot of people, it's not looked at very often, but fiscal officer, which is the clerk, shall prepare an itemized estimate of the revenues available for the budget year, prepare an itemized estimate of expenditures. And then the town executive shall meet with the department heads and the fiscal officer to review and revise the various estimates. After the executive's review and revision, the fiscal officer shall prepare for the executive a report of the estimated department budget, miscellaneous expenses and revenues. So I don't think it's done that way, but it's definitely a collaborative. The initial estimate, the clerk prepares, but there's got to be a process to get to what the council wants the budget to be.
So we'll work on that. And then we'll figure out if it's gonna be public, private, executive.
Yeah.
Flip a coin, put a dart on the board and throw it and see which budgets we're gonna do. Okay. Sorry, guys. Thank you. List of scout meeting dates. It's just in there. Yes, we should formally approve that. If anyone has any questions about those dates or would like to make a motion.
I make a motion to approve the use of the community center by the local scouting groups for the dates supplied for 2025
2026.
and 2026. Yep.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion's been made by Rachel and seconded by Boris. We're referring to the email text of August 14th, 2025, listing out the dates that the scouts would like to have their meetings, and the council is moving towards approving that, if I understand correctly. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. That passes. Hey, Chris, it's up to you, buddy. You got anything?
Is there anything we haven't talked about that you want to talk about?
I don't know. Lori, and I know we talked about public hearing and the budgets and all that stuff. Have you got anything that you want to talk about? Before I go to the council members, we do have some people out there. We do offer an opportunity. You got any comments? Or if you got any questions, if I have any comments, questions, we're just here for the fun of it tonight. That's fun. Okay, thank you.
There's a hand up. Hand up.
Ray, I didn't see you. Ray.
Yeah, I did approve. Transfer my lease, this gentleman. You have my money, my lease money for the year, and I'm gonna transfer it to him. All it'd be would be paperwork. So I wouldn't have to come back.
You have to come back anyway if he turns in all of his paperwork.
I mean,
That's what they're waiting on, so I can fill it out when they, afterwards. So you do it in. As long
I can say we 99.9% chance that we're gonna do it, but we need to see the paperwork,
he
right?
wrote up the cancellation.
Hmm?
He wrote up the cancellation, I just have to type it up.
Okay.
Which we were gonna.
Okay, so we can make a motion, we can make a motion pending
That's what we're gonna have to say.
the official documentation being presented to us later this evening. Can we do that, Chris? I don't see why we couldn't.
I'm sick and I'm gonna be operated on, and I'd really like not to come back next month.
You miss us?
Make that into.
It's only 2 weeks.
Ray, what is your address for your property?
Sir, which
What's your address?
209 Deer Lane. I think they're called lot 15 now.
15, yeah.
It was 209.
I make a motion to allow Ray Hubbard's lease cancellation at 209 Deer Lane pending paperwork approval.
Because I'm paying his lease for next year, so you're gonna transfer my money to him. So nobody's gonna get started.
She knows that.
That'd be the cancellation and the transfer.
First, we do the cancellation, now then we'll do the
Okay,
transfer.
so-
Okay.
And I'll second that.
Motion's been made by Rachel, seconded by Doris, all in favor.
Aye.
There you go. Now
Okay.
you wanna make the one
Now you
to
come up.
approve?
Okay. And your name?
Sam Byers.
Sorry?
Sam,
Sam? Sam, are you putting the lease in just your name? Will there be anyone else's name on it?
You know,
Have you have you read the lease and understand and have any questions? Okay.
we can consult with you if we have questions on the lease.
Okay.
I'm getting slapped happy.
Sure. Got sunshine law pushing on you. You got all kind of good.
Okay.
Stuff pushing on you.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve the lease transfer of 209 Deer Lane to Sam Byers pending paperwork approval.
I'll second that.
There is a motion made by Rachel, seconded by Doris. All in favor?
Aye.
That's done. Make sure she gets the
Ray,
information
you don't
that
have
you need to
anyone
do.
else on your lease, do you?
She's
Yeah,
there.
Sandy's
That's
on there
just
too.
fine.
Okay, she'll sign. Okay.
Yeah, once I get it
Right.
typed up and I.
Okay.
Okay. Rachel, anything else?
The only thing I'd like to ask to get started on, because this is kind of a process, is in anticipation for applying for the Access Indiana grant for early spring. I would like to work with Allie Oliver, who's obviously designed all of our other signs, to move forward with the entry signs for the east and west end of town, which would be on NDOT property, which means we would need NDOT approval, which is a process in itself. And also would like to work on the design for the entry sign that comes into town on the south end, which would be larger, and that would involve NDOT property as well. And hopefully funding them with the Indiana Access Grant and economic development, because that is something that I have already talked to Steve Raleigh about previously, and it's something they support. And I would like to at least get the process started so we could see how much money would be involved um, and making sure we can get NDOT approval for them. So are you guys okay with me to move forward and starting to work with Ally on that?
Yes,
And
I am.
she's doing this as a
Yes.
donation to
He
us?
does it just as a donation. Yes, he does.
Wonderful. Have no, Doris, you
Yes.
make a motion,
I'll make that into a motion.
and I'll second that motion since you're requesting it. All in favor?
I,
Anything else?
no, I think you have really covered
Hmm.
everything else.
Doris?
Yes, sir. The signs for smoking for the buildings, have they been ordered?
We've got one.
Well, this is our
That's
community, this is the community center. It goes on the outside, okay? And I wanted to order one before I ordered one for the venue, but it'll probably be the same, okay? And it'll go next to the entrance then,
Will they
on
be
the
able-
outside. On the outside, it gets fastened down with these,
Oh,
okay?
And
So,
they'll
we
be
did
able to-
not
they'll
want
be
a
able
big
to see
flat.
them because of the
Yeah.
contrast of the
Right,
paint or
because
whatever
of the-
behind.
I
okay.
mean, the metal will be behind it.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
what are we planning to do? Let's say out here, in front of this building. And have those been ordered?
It's
And we-
government building, they're supposed to be up.
Mhm. I haven't ordered any for out here. I was doing community center in 1882 venue.
Okay.
So, I mean, I will
So we
order.
need to just tell Megan to get those ordered
Mhm.
in some type of sign that's governmentally legal and put up.
So,
You had said you wanted them all to be the same.
I don't know about that. We don't need them all to be the same. They just need to say no smoking or vaping within 8 feet of entrance. That's the only thing that needs to be the same. They can be a different sign,
mhm.
whatever, because I'm going to assume someone makes those signs standard that we can get them ordered and get
Oh,
them.
yeah, it was just when we were looking at them before, you said you wanted them all to be the same.
Well,
That's
yeah.
why.
I think it's
I
I
just
think
wanted-
that's the thing. I
yeah.
think it's the wording that we want to be
Right.
the same.
Yes.
As far as the optical look at it, they can be different, as long as
Right.
they're readable, hangable,
I
installable.
didn't want a big orange sign on the community center for the 1882. That's the reason I had this made.
So we'll
Leaving that here so we can see it?
Huh?
Are you leaving that here so we can look at it when?
Yeah.
He's just not here
Okay.
tomorrow.
I mean, I picked the color and everything. I mean, it was $12. So,
But this is gonna be a different type of sign.
Fine.
It's gonna be up there. And,
so,
Do we need to put them on each door?
you need to have at the entrance doors,
mhm.
and like for this building be here. You don't have to have one at the back, I don't believe. You know, we tell our employees that that's the new rules. And then we just have to post it in public places so people don't walk in.
And I'll have 2 of them made for 1882, go front and back, because those are both entry doors.
Yeah, you know, you're gonna have 3 doors there.
Actually,
eventually.
3,
Well,
yeah.
that's true.
So,
We got-
I'll have 3 of them for that then.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay,
we'll finish that. Anything else?
yes. I'm gonna go back to the boat.
Oh,
Boat for the park. They tried to clean it with kayaks and,
the fountain.
you know,
Yeah, the fountain they tried to clean.
they tried to clean them with kayaks, and one of the ladies that we know, no name, it's come in from Roots, friend Roots, and she said it is almost impossible, you know, to do it with kayaks. That boat is still for sale. We don't have to get a motor. We could just let them use the paddles to get in there to clean it. Because we know that was the problem with it not working was the algae with all this heat and stuff. We put the fence up so that boats would not sit on there and get the propeller into the ropes that were hanging with the concrete blocks. And so we stopped that. We've got the fishing, no fishing signs up, so there's no fishing going on. Now it's just the algae with this and getting it clean. And when I talked to the lady that cleaned it, she said, you just can't do it. It's just too hard. And this vote, we need to go back to the vote.
Well, I thought Wes had an agreement with Aaron at FAO. I thought they had an agreement for maintenance on it.
But they don't have the vote, they have to bring their vote down.
But that
And
should have been part of his agreement.
Agreement. I know. I mean,
I don't know.
that's what I didn't know. Is there maintenance agreement that we supply a boat?
No, but how they get it clean then? We have to keep it clean, it's part of maintenance, we got a lot of money stuck out there.
But that's, I guess I'm a little confused too. If he's entered into a maintenance agreement or he's planning
Well,
on
we don't
entering
know that
into a
because
maintenance
Wes
agreement,
never ever
that's
does any
what I'm
contract
saying.
with us.
I do not know that we have entered into one. I haven't seen it. If we've entered into one, then we need to find out what's included in it.
Right.
And if they are providing the boat, then no, we don't have to buy one. If it's in the contract saying that we're going to provide the boat, then yes, we have to buy one. So we need to get Wes.
Which
We
is
need
good.
to
Well,
have,
and Aaron.
and Aaron.
Yeah, they need to be the ones communicating about this.
I will ask Wes when I
Okay.
He never
do the other
communicates with us.
Yeah.
I think this has been a really a bad decision.
I've asked to have a Zoom meeting scheduled with him sometime with all of us. So if we have a Zoom meeting, does that have to be an executive meeting or a public meeting or here we go again? Or do we have to do it in separate locations? Sorry, I keep coming up with these different.
But I mean that I think that would fall under an executive session because it'd be with one of our employees. Kind of.
And sort
He
of, we could probably make it.
manages
Well,
our part.
We'll figure it out, but we do need
Yeah.
to get some answers from Wes, and we're not getting them.
Yeah, but we also need to let Wes do his job too. That we have
And
we're
that's
paying him to
that's
do.
true.
And
He needs to communicate with us
Mhm.
what he's doing though. He can't do it in a vacuum.
so
That's exactly, I mean, we don't hear from him. Yeah, I want him to do his job, but he's not even around here. And we have no idea who's running the park. What's going on at the park?
I can tell you, I think he is in contact with park employees and he is
Yeah,
talking
he is
back and
too.
forth. And I do know that they've got their computer system, the reservation system working somewhat. So I do know that there is something going on. I just don't know what. And I agree with you. You need to know. Anything else?
No, I'm just disappointed in him.
Okay.
I think it was a
Something
mistake.
I forgot. Um, when we're doing the budgets, I would like your guys' permission to try to add in some dollar figure for lake maintenance, some dollar figure for trail maintenance, because we don't have any numbers. We don't have any dollars set aside for that stuff. And in 5 years, at least I don't think so.
Trail we do, but
Do we?
we don't.
So,
Trail we do,
when,
but like we
when
don't.
we have to repave the trail,
There's-
we're building money in that.
already a portion of the trail that needs to be repaved
That's right.
because
There's about-
it wasn't fully at the thickness
Okay.
it was supposed to be.
So I've got permission to try to get that added in when we're doing our first
But
round of.
nobody's done any, it's from a couple years ago when there was some fundraisers done for it, but no fundraisers have been done for a couple
That
years.
would be a good thing for the
About-
501c3 committee.
I think there's about $3,000 or $4,000 in there from,
Well, I wasn't aware of it. That's just something I've been walking that doggone trail in this heat every day. I notice things,
actually,
or I get delirious.
I think it's $3,600 in there. It's
That's
in
fine.
your, it's in your package.
That was the only other thing that I knew that I needed to say. Anybody, nothing else?
Mm-mm.
I would certainly entertain.
Did you do the termination?
Yes, I did that in the executive meeting.
You have to-
Do we
you
have to
take
do it
action
here?
in this meeting, yeah.
We have to take action.
You don't
Okay.
have to necessarily say the details, but you'll need a motion vote, and you can do it as
Okay.
recommended by your park manager. But it has to be done.
I'd make a recommendation that we move forward with the decision made in the executive board to take action as indicated by our park manager for an employee disciplinary, actually termination to take place.
I'll second that.
Got a motion, Dave, seconded by Doris, all in favor? Aye.
Disciplinary or was it terminated?
Termination.
Okay, now I will take a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
8:04. Meeting finally has drug a conclusion. Thank you all. That's Ben Swan. I want to talk to her.
Got turned on. Not the battery going out. Luckily, I have this one going.
Okay. I've got one going too. I've got one for 103 minutes. So I don't know. Corey,